Your Eye on Annapolis daily news brief keeps you informed about what's happening in Annapolis, Anne Arundel County, and Maryland. Local news, local sports, local events, local opinion, and, of course, local weather. Your Eye on Annapolis daily news brief starts now.
Good morning. It's Thursday, August 3rd, 2023. This is John Frenaye, and this is your Eye on Annapolis Daily News Brief presented by Annapolis Subaru and the SPCA of Anne Arundel County. George from DC MDVA Weather and I are having lunch a little bit later on today, and I'm going to see if he can't keep this weather up. I totally am digging it. You want to sign up for our newest free offering, the Daily News Recap email. It's free, and every night you'll get the top local news stories right in your email inbox at 7 p.m. It's perfect if you just want a brief recap of the local news you may have missed. I'm going to drop a link right here in the show notes. And now we have a little bit of news, so we probably should get into it, shall we? Another teenager was shot in Annapolis. Now, this story broke just after yesterday's DNB, but a 16-year-old girl was shot in the arm while on a playground on Bowman Avenue. This is off of Admiral Drive, which is right off of West Street. It happened about 10 p.m. on Tuesday evening, and according to police, an unknown male suspect was walking nearby and began shooting. The suspect fled, and the victim was able to make it into a nearby home. Her injuries are non-life-threatening, which is wonderful, and she is being treated at Hopkins Children's Hospital. Now, Chief of Police Edward Jackson said detectives are working around the clock and that he is, quote, angered and frustrated by this reckless behavior. You will remember on July 28th, a 16-year-old boy was shot to death on Copeland Street, just about a mile away. There are no suspects in either case. If you live in an area of Annapolis that needs flood insurance, you're about to get a break. The city just got a level 7 CRS rating, and that involves an awful lot to determine that, but basically it's a FEMA rating that will ultimately save you about 15% on your flood insurance premium. So there is some good news. The Sunset Restaurant in Glen Burnie called it quits in 2020 after a 60-year run. That's 6-0. Well, Hyatt Commercial right here in Annapolis found a buyer for the restaurant in Tony Pera, who is the owner of Mike's on the South River, Mike's North, and Michael's on the South River. Pera does say that he will be calling it Mike's Inland at Sunset when they reopen in the fall, and I understand they're going to be doing some renovations, so another place to look forward to eat in the fall in Glen Burnie. If you find yourself in a local bookstore or maybe on Amazon, you want to check out a new book called Poker, Politics, and Presidents. I'm reading it right now, and it's a fascinating book. Ralph Crosby, who's the founder of Crosby Marketing right here in Annapolis, was a White House correspondent way back when, and after work he enjoyed playing poker with his colleagues at the press club, where he learned stories from his mentors. This incredibly well-researched book, it does have about 40 pages of footnotes, takes a unique look at the presidents from Washington to Biden and how they used leisure games, poker, games, etc., and activities to shape their presidency. It's a long book, but it's a very easy read because it's all broken down into short little chapters. We do learn like that FDR cheated at poker. Eisenhower bought his wife's wedding ring with poker winnings while at West Point. And there's a ton of other little great anecdotes. Ralph, if you'll remember, wrote a local book called Memories of a Main Street Boy. It's about growing up here on Main Street in Annapolis. And I'll tell you, we're working on getting a podcast together with Ralph as well, so I'm looking really forward to that. But check out that book if you get a chance. Again, Poker, Politics, and Presidents. Don't forget the tickets for the 18th annual Boatyard Beach Bash at the Annapolis Maritime Museum and Park are dwindling. September 9th is the date, so go get those tickets now. You can get them at amaritime.org. And remember that tonight at the museum, it is the Tides and Tunes. Technically, it's a free concert, but do drop a 10 spot if you have one to help out and enjoy the musical awesomeness that is Wheelhouse. All right, as you know, we do stupid polls occasionally, but this one I thought was kind of serious. Doxo.com looked at the typical household expenses, mortgage, rent, car loan, utilities, health insurance, alarm system, cell phone, all that type of stuff, and determined the most and least expensive states to live in on a monthly basis. In absolutely no surprise at all, Maryland did rank near the top. We weren't the top, which I guess is good. The most expensive state is Hawaii, who spent an average of $3,070 each month. Maryland was fifth, and our average monthly spend is $2,569, which is 25.5% over the national average of $2,046. If you're looking to save some coin, move over the border, also not a surprise, but to West Virginia, where the average is only $1,530 per month, which is 25.5% below the national average. Okay, that's all I've got news-wise. Podcast stuff up this weekend on the Local Business Spotlight. We're going to speak with Antoine from Play It Again Sports up in Crofton. And that is a wrap. As always, thank you for being you, and thank you to the sponsors for the Daily News Brief: Annapolis Subaru, the SPCA of Anne Arundel County, Solar Energy Services, Alpha Engineering, and Hospice of the Chesapeake. So now you just need to hang tight, because we have George Young from DCMDVA Weather with the only locally forecast weather report you will find. And of course, Trevor is here from Annapolis Makerspace with your Annapolis Makerspace Maker Minutes. All of that coming right up, so hang tight.
Another exciting weekend of affordable family fun at Prince George's Stadium with the Bowie Bay Sox. One of the most special nights of the season on Friday the 4th, Navy Night. Come celebrate the newest Plead class. Back-to-back fireworks carry on to Saturday with our pregame Touch a Truck event. And it's the last of our big hitter bobbleheads, Colton Cowser, on Sunday for the first 750 fans. Get your tickets now by calling 301-805-6000 or anytime online at baysox.com. The Bowie Bay Sox. Let us be your 9-inning vacation.
Advanced illness decisions aren't always easy. Hospice of the Chesapeake, your hometown hospice, wants you to know you do have a choice over who provides care, what type of care, and when and where your loved one receives that care. Learn more at hospicechesapeake.org.
When you live near Annapolis, you know how fickle the weather can be. So you need a truly local forecast that's accurate and reliable. Forecast right here in Annapolis. DCMDVA Weather is not just for today, but for the rest of the week and the weekend too. Now here's George Young of DCMDVA Weather with the weather outlook for today and beyond.
Hey everyone, this is George with DCMDVA Weather, and this is your Eye on Annapolis forecast for Thursday, August 3rd. Yesterday brought another really nice weather day to the Annapolis region, and while we might see some showers and storms today and tomorrow, temps will remain very comfortable ahead of a nice first weekend in August. Look for highs today in the mid or upper 80s across all of Anne Arundel County, with a small chance for some PM rain to be followed by mostly cloudy skies tomorrow, with highs in the low to mid 80s. With a slightly higher threat for some showers and storms ahead of a nice weekend with sunshine and PM highs in the 85 to 90 degree range both Saturday and Sunday, making for ideal conditions at the beach, the pool, and just about everywhere in between. Okay, that's it for today. This is George Young of DCMDVA Weather. Make it a great day out there today. Stay healthy and be safe. And be sure to follow DCMDVA Weather on Facebook and Twitter for regular updates each day, along with the website at dcmdvaweather.info. So you can always stay weather informed.
Hello, energy consumers. This is Rick Peters, president of Solar Energy Services. Have you been looking for ways to save money recently? Maybe you should consider solar energy for your home. Or are you waiting for the technology to get cheaper? If so, how long are you going to wait? Today's solar costs less than 20% of what it cost 10 years ago. But while solar prices have declined every year, so have the financial incentives. Bottom line, if you wait for cheaper solar, you're also waiting for lower incentives. Take my home, for example. My solar system was installed in 2010, and it's been paid off for almost 5 years, and I no longer have to buy any electricity for another 15 to 20 years. If I waited for cheaper solar, I'd still be paying an electric bill. At Solar Energy Services, we have thousands of satisfied customers who are sure glad they didn't wait. So what are you waiting for? Sunshine's a wasted. Call us today for a free solar design at 410-923-6090 or on the web at solarsaves.net.
Sunshine, sunshine, nothing else can make me feel so fine.
Every week, makers, crafters, and educators hold events all over the area. Highlighting some of those, here's our Maker Minutes, brought to you by Annapolis Makerspace.
Hey, this is Trevor from Annapolis Makerspace with this week's Maker Minutes. On Sunday, check out the First Sunday Arts Festival, down on the first block of West Street, with lots of local vendors, music, and great food at Wolf on the Wharf in Edgewater. All next week is their Wolf Kids Camp, Week 5, which is the final week, with canoeing, paddleboarding, fishing, learning basic dog obedience skills, as well as arts and crafts. At Knits and Pieces off of Bestgate Road, on Saturday, check out the second session of their Knitting Backwards with the Moko Moko Cowl class. And registration is open for Christmas in July, making a whimsical chunky yarn stocking, as well as their Unraveling Ravelry class, navigating a great online resource for knitters, crocheters, and spinners. At Blended Essentials in Severna Park, next week they have a kids' summer camp, with the theme being Storyland, where kids can make candles, soaps, bath bombs, lotions, and more. At Whole Foods in Annapolis, today their Half Pint Kids Club is doing Pigs in a Blanket, with one session at 11 a.m. and another at 1 p.m. And then on Tuesday, their Half Pint Kids Club is doing fresh fruit wraps. At Local by Design, on Wednesday, check out their Heishi Hoop workshop. And over at Art Farm, tonight there's intuitive painting for adults, and Sunday their Vibe Flow and Chill Yoga is at the Farragut Farmers Market again. And all next week they have kids camps. There's a jewelry camp for ages 11 through 15, Fearless Girls Photo Camp for returning and advanced campers, and a nature art camp. Also next week is the first session of their weekly Beat Making with Machine for ages 10 through 15, starting on Monday. At the Anne Arundel County Public Library System this week, today Odenton has Knits and Knots, Saturday Crofton has Ask a Master Gardener, and Bush Annapolis has Create a Soul Box, raising awareness of the gunfire epidemic in the U.S. The project creates and exhibits thousands of hand-folded origami soul boxes, representing victims, survivors, and those concerned. On Monday, Severna Park has a community service crafternoon, and Odenton has Craft for a Cause, creating paracord lanyards for military and first responders while earning service hours. On Tuesday, Glen Burnie has Little Artist Process Art, Severn has an open craft night, and Deal has an art night, art from around the world. Learn about 3 different artists from the same country, and create your own work of art inspired by them. And then on Wednesday, Glen Burnie has the Lego Club. At Unallocated Space in Severn, tonight is another virtual happy hour. Tomorrow is their DEF CON 443 cybersecurity meetup. Monday is their project night. And Wednesday is their lock sport night, as well as their weekly open house. And over at the Pongos Learning Lab and Coder Kids Club in Crofton, the summer camps continue, with one camp this week for would-be YouTube stars. And in the coming weeks, there are camps for young scientists as well as gamers. If you have any questions about the Annapolis Makerspace, the Maker Minutes, or any of these events, feel free to contact me at trevor@makeannapolis.org. And you can find links to all of these events at the Annapolis Makerspace website, also at makeannapolis.org. And whether you're making art, software, sawdust, or just a mess, chances are you're already a maker. This has been Trevor from Annapolis Makerspace with this week's Maker Minutes.
The benefits of a good night's sleep are well documented. Sleeping well prevents weight gain, improves concentration and creativity, and boosts the immune system. So, what keeps you up at night? If you run a business, then the security of your computer network may be one of those things. Threats like ransomware and phishing are becoming increasingly sophisticated and pose a real risk to any business. Don't let these cyber threats keep you up at night. At Alpha, they've been helping their customers sleep better for over 30 years by monitoring in real time and hardening network defenses. And for those irritating IT issues that arise every day, Alpha's just a phone call away, helping your business run smoothly and helping you sleep better, knowing Alpha is on guard. Give Alpha a call to see if they can ease your worries and help you get the rest you deserve. Find them at alphagetsit.com.
You've been listening to the Eye on Annapolis Daily News Brief. Tell your friends and colleagues, this is the podcast where you can keep up on the latest with what's going on in Annapolis and Anne Arundel County. And don't forget about our website, eyeonannapolis.net, where you can find even more information. And make sure you follow us on Facebook at All Annapolis and on Twitter at Eye on Annapolis. This Daily News Brief podcast comes to you every Monday through Friday at 6 a.m.